Welcome everybody to the 2026 SA Smart virtual launch. My name is Giselle De Leon. I am the Senior STEM Educator as well as Program Manager at the San Antonio Museum of Science and Technology and this year's Program Lead for the SA Smart Challenge. Now, what is SA Smart? In the SA Smart Challenge, student teams will research a San Antonio-specific smart city problem and propose a strategy, product, or service as a solution. We host a series of events that make up the overall challenge. Right now is our kickoff event, the virtual launch. Today I will give a short SA Smart overview as well as hold a discussion with a community leader about this year's challenge. Next up is our launch clinic. This is our in-person summit of all student teams where they will have in-person mentoring to refine their proposal pitch deck, learn about project management, and better understand what makes a strong pitch deck. It is strongly advised that student teams come prepared with at least a few ideas to expand upon with their mentors. Next up is the research pitch deck. This is the final submission for most teams. The research pitch deck will be submitted and judged by our SA Smart team. Finalists will then be selected to move on to the finalist round and be paired with one-on-one mentoring. After that is finalist mentoring. This is where team sponsors and the paired mentor will coordinate 2 days that best fit each other's schedules to have 2 one-hour sessions for the student teams to receive critique to refine their final pitch deck. Students, please come prepared to these sessions. And finally is our SA Smart Finals. This is the final event of the SA Smart Challenge where students will present their final pitch deck to an expert judge panel, brainstorm for next year's topic, and share their thoughts for future program development. Now let's talk about impact. The SA Smart Challenge has impacted over 1,842 students throughout the entirety of all our challenges, with a total of 382 teams, as well as 21 ISDs. Now you may note those ISDs go over San Antonio City's total ISDs. That is because we do accept ISDs from the outside of the city limits to compete as well. Big shout out to La Vernia ISD for last year's participation. This year's challenge for our SA Smart competition is AI, San Antonio, and quality of life. We are asking our students to propose a product, service, or strategy that uses AI to improve quality of life for San Antonio area residents. Try to think of different ways to integrate AI into the different subjects that we have here on our quality of life wheel. Think about AI to improve transportation, AI to improve healthcare and access, AI to improve housing, and so much more. Now, on to our discussion. Today, I am so very honored to welcome our guest, Dr. Adriana Rocha Garcia, President and CEO of the Center for Health Empowerment in South Texas. Hi, Adriana.
Hello.
I am so excited to have you here with us today. The 2026 SA Smart Challenge for this year is AI, San Antonio, and quality of life. And we are calling our student teams this year to propose a solution integrating AI to improve overall quality of life for our San Antonio residents. Now, speaking of quality of life, can you tell me a little bit about what your organization, the Center for Health Empowerment in South Texas, does?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll call it CHEST for short, and we are all about bridging the health inequities, basically, that exist between the north and the south side of San Antonio. And I'll give you kind of just like an imaginary line. Let's take US Highway 90. Everyone south of Highway 90 could potentially live 20 years less than anyone who lives north of Highway 90. And that's because of a lot of these things that are affecting our health that are quality of life issues, like access to parks, sidewalks, access to healthy foods. And so we call that the social determinants of health. Or non-medical drivers of health. And so that everything that contributes to the quality of life for someone actually affects their lifespan. And so that's our number one goal at CHEST, is to bridge that life expectancy gap of 20 years, but then also to prepare the workforce of the future. So that's why it's important for us to make sure that we're here reminding students that it's critical to think about health, but maybe about things that we don't think are related to health, like the quality of life aspects in San Antonio, for instance. And then the third is trying to bring healthcare to the southwest and east side of San Antonio. We have a lot of food deserts even. We have what we call food swamps as well. Food swamps are where there's just too many fast food restaurants. Food deserts is where there's not enough access to quality foods. And by the way, when we think about quality foods, even if we have access to that and access to grocery stores, some people might not be able to find the time to cook or find the time even to go to the store to pick up something. So it's easier, unfortunately, to go to fast food restaurants and pick something up on the go, especially when they're working 2 or 3 jobs to keep up with their family situation. That is also one of these quality of life things. How does education help our communities so that they don't have to work 2 or 3 jobs?
With all these multifaceted issues affecting San Antonio, how do you think AI can be incorporated into our solutions?
We're very fortunate to be able to live in the time of AI in relation to data and compilation of data. So there's information out there that can be crunched a whole lot faster by AI than it can by even us trying to sort through it, right? And the typical style that we've been doing it, this also improves and makes everything a little bit faster. When we think in terms, for instance, of data that is out there, that's public health data, how can we leverage that to figure out what do communities really need? So for instance, what is needed maybe as a focus on the south side of San Antonio might not be the same focus area that's most needed on the east side of San Antonio. But that's where I think AI comes in. It helps us drive that information that's already out there, scientifically valid information, but help us crunch it a little bit faster. At the same time, where we come in is we get to talk to people and we get to do the qualitative aspect of it. We get to be out and talk to our communities and see what they think that they need other than what the numbers say that they need.
Looking back on your past experiences, what advice would you give to students who are working on their SA Smart Challenge this year?
I think for this year's challenge, just dream big. Think of things that you might have never thought of that come easy to you. Like one of the easiest examples that I give students when I talk to them is, first thing that you did this morning when you woke up after probably turning off your alarm. By the way, people sometimes don't have that. They don't have a phone to turn off an alarm to. But the first thing you probably did is go and brushed your teeth, washed your face. Some people, believe it or not, don't even own a toothbrush. And so imagine a child that now has to go to school and they don't have a toothbrush, or in some cases, unfortunately, are sharing a toothbrush, or maybe are down to no toothpaste and they can't afford it until the paycheck that comes next because they're living paycheck to paycheck with their parents. Or guess what? They might be sharing a room with multiple people in different generations. And so it becomes more difficult for them to take a shower, for instance, before they go to school because there's other adults maybe that are needing to shower so that they could go to work. And if you think about living in one small location, I know that there's families that are even sharing mattresses. So when you wake up and you turn that alarm off, you're still in a comfortable, warm bed, sleeping on comfortable pillows. Some kids don't have access to that. So try to imagine your life without the little things that you do every single day. We go beyond that. That's just the first maybe 10 minutes of your life when you wake up every morning. But even just driving out your driveway, literally, you get in a vehicle sometimes because your parents take you, or you're fortunate enough to take the bus. Transportation is difficult for some in the extended communities as well because we don't have bus service sometimes. Or these kids might have to wake up a little extra earlier to take the school bus, for instance. So think of how that changes their quality of life when they have to wake up, when they have to go to sleep, how much access they have to transportation. So I challenge you to put yourself in the shoes of people who don't have everything that you do, even in terms of physical ability. Try to think of yourself in, for instance, in the place of someone who can't see fully or who can't walk properly, who maybe needs help getting around in a wheelchair, and really figure out how we help those who are most vulnerable in our communities.
Now, I feel like you might have just opened a lot of eyes from our students in sharing these different real-world experiences that a lot of different people in San Antonio are experiencing today. And that can seem very overwhelming, probably, to our very young students who are trying to be the change our city needs. When it comes to taking the first steps, especially you yourself as being a powerhouse in our community, igniting a lot of change, especially for Southside San Antonio, what would you recommend our students do to take those first steps to being our city's change makers?
I think that the first thing that you need to do is take it one step at a time. There's so much that you can do that you think might be so little, but it could cause a ripple effect. And once you start doing it, others might think big and want to help you. And they have their own parts of their ideas that they could bring in, and you could really make change like this. I always tell, for instance, the students that I used to teach is that we need experience, so we need diversity of experience. We need diversity in terms of ages. We need diversity in terms of where we live, age groups, etc., because we don't know what we don't know, but once everybody else comes in, we share diversity of opinion and knowledge that we are able to really empower one another. And I tell my students, sometimes you just don't know what you don't know. So you have to listen, you have to engage, and you have to work with others. And that's why I think that this is a perfect problem to help solve for San Antonio, working in groups and learning about others that might not be like you, but really need your help.
On behalf of SA Smart and all of the SAMSAT team, we thank you so much for your time, Adriana.
Absolutely. Thank you, Giselle.
With our discussion concluded, let's move on to navigating the SA Smart homepage. Please scan the purple QR code at the top of the screen and follow along. When welcome to the SA Smart homepage, you will see a selection at the top of the screen. Register, competition, schedule, partners and team, past winners, sponsorships, and contact. Go ahead and click the competition option. This hub is going to be where you'll find competition rules, templates, and curriculum. This will be the main hub for guidance throughout the entire competition. Now go ahead and scroll down to the bottom of the page. There you will find resources such as our SA Smart Chats. I highly recommend student teams give each video a listen. The insights from our city's industry professionals offer a wealth of knowledge that can help you as you create your pitch deck. Now go ahead and navigate back up to the top of the page. Go ahead and select the Register button. This is where you'll be able to register your SA Smart teams. So go out and register today. Next up is our competition clinic on January 23rd, 2026 at the UTSA Buena Vista Theater. Hope to see you all in January. Thank you for joining us today.